What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. The God of Boxing Talk is back. We got some things to talk about. YouTube ain't sending a notification because I'm over here on YouTube building this ark like Noah. They trying to stop the glow up when I show up. Listen, they trying to stop the glow up because I show up. I build an ark like Noah. Listen, what we building here is something different. YouTube is not sending the notification, so I need everybody to smash a like on this video. Subscribe if you're new. I'm the best in boxing history. I told you, YouTube, they do this. We have a very successful night doing the Boxing Ego watch party. They want to hate so bad. They want to stop the glow up because I show up. I build an ark like Noah. The kid with the golden voice is back. Shout out to Isaiah. Shout out to Cool Raul, I mean. Oh, man. What can I say? Let's start with last night. Jake Paul versus Tyron Woodley. I don't really have too much to say. The fight was getting to a point where it was pretty lackluster, and then out of nowhere, Jake Paul bombs on him and knocks him out. Good-ish. Congratulations to Jake Paul. Different people feel different ways. Listen, T. Wood, I think he should have pounced on Jake Paul when that nasty cut. This not a lifelong fighter. You know what I mean? This ain't a lifelong fighter. So you don't know how he was going to respond to that cut. And T. Wood was taking his time, you know, and he loaded up on a shot and he connected. Boom. You never know. Boom. You just never know. So it is what it is. But I do want to spend a lot of time talking about this Errol Spence situation that I told you about because I am the best. I am the greatest in boxing history. Oh, I love my job. I told y'all, like Jay said, can I live? I told you 96, and I did handle my biz. I scrambled like Rambo. Man, I'm about to scramble like Randall with his. Stop playing. It came out last night on the Jake Paul fight from pretty much everyone involved. UGAS, today Errol Spence says something. The WBA boxing reporters, you name it. I got beans, greens, potato, ham, frog, hog, mom. You name it. Errol Spence fighting UGAS next. Now, as I sit in my throne as the king of this boxing talk, I just got 3 words for you. I told you. I kill him with 3 words. I told you. That's all I gotta say. I should end this live stream right now, just off them 3 words. I told you. Y'all think? Oh man, I love my job. I told y'all. Y'all think y'all go get on these videos in my domain? This is my world. I've been doing this. Y'all ain't been doing the education. Y'all think y'all gonna come into my world and bully me and stop me from saying these things that I say? And y'all, like, this is what they do online. I told you, I'm not new to this. Y'all a bunch of dogs. I'm new to this. Listen, I'm not new to this. Y'all dogs get shot. I'm new to this. I'll cut your balls off right now. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Y'all think y'all gonna come on these videos and send deflections, hate, whatever, and bully me off of my standpoint? It'll never happen. It'll never work. As long as I'm here, as long as I'm living, it'll never happen. I told y'all from the beginning who I am as a man. It'll never happen. It'll never work. And the beautiful thing, y'all listen, I got to get the pinky ring so y'all could kiss the pinky ring of the dawn. It'll never happen. Y'all not going to bully me and make me change my opinion when you're not coming with anything but emotion. Listen, I'm okay. Even though I'm insanely stubborn, I'm okay if you move me off of my positioning or my thought process. But the only way you could do that is if you guys come with some heat and make me reconsider. You have to make me reconsider. I'm the king. I'm the Don. I've been doing this. Y'all have to make me reconsider. Oh, okay, that's a great point. But unfortunately, for old media and a lot of you nitwits, you come on my channel and say, "Oh, you're hating. You're hating on Terence Crawford." That does nothing to me. You could call me whatever you want, whatever. That's what's up. Is some words online. But in the end, when it happens, in this case, exactly as I told you it was going to happen, now look at you. Look at you at home. No answers. Angry, loathing, seething. Oh, man. Errol Spence, he'll fighting UGAS. I told y'all from the beginning, this is chess, not checkers. Bud Crawford playing checkers or Uno, Connect 4. And he's in a game that he can't win. Like Jay said, you playing the game, you know you ain't gonna win. Quit playing them childish games with grown men. Jay told you. You playing the game, you playing the bang, I'm playing the bang too. You playing the game, I'm seeing the thing through. You playing the game, you know you ain't gonna win. Quit playing them childish games with grown men. I don't give about apartments. Man, I got apartments you could put your home in. Can I live? Bud is playing Connect Four. Terence should sign with PBC right now. Nah, don't try to switch up now. Y'all try to switch up. Y'all try to bully me and knock me off my pivot. And now everyone look at Robert Bryant. Hey, kiss the pinky ring. Robert, you gonna kiss the pinky ring. Block him. He said stop hating on Crawford. You gonna kiss the pinky ring. Bro, I'm about to slaughter these dudes. Y'all seen it? Yeah. He ain't gonna be in Rush Hour 3. You know he did. Shout out to Ness from Philly. They stay with the stick. Deron Heron, ego with the receipts. I told you. See, and this is the part that I love that some of y'all hate. The I told you moments. I told y'all not gonna like it. Y'all not gonna like it because if y'all talk all this head and say all this whoop whoop whoop, and then when y'all dead wrong like Biggie Smalls song, then it's over for you. And I'm gonna be right there to rub it in and let you know that I'm the Don. Oh my God. It's over for all y'all. Y'all mad, all the Bud fans, they was playing Connect Four, dropping a little, and they see I set them up, and they was wrong. And now they coming back, oh, come on, stop hating. Man, it's over. It's over. It's over. It is over. Listen, chalk out line. It is over. Y'all was out here playing checkers while the boy Ego was playing chess. And now y'all spooked Casper. Y'all ain't got nothing to say. Oh, stop hating. Yeah. So I'm hating, but I was exactly right with everything that I said. Oh my. It's over, bro. Bro, it is over. Stop playing with me. I told you I'm the greatest in this boxing game. They was crying in there. Come on, I'm going to get to your super chat. It's over. I told y'all not going to like this. Y'all out here playing checkers. Y'all out here playing Uno, thought y'all was doing something. And then when, oh my God. Bro, the haters got their mouth open like that. I got the zombie, man. Look how I got these zombies in this boxing game. I don't see how y'all can hate from outside the clip. You can't, they zombies, bro. I turn them all to zombies. Listen. I pull stunts, Evil Knievel. I turn them to zombies and put them in the house. Resident Evil. Let's go. Let's talk. Let's talk about this Terence Crawford and his power moves that y'all was telling me. Bro, stop. Oh my God. Let me get the Kamal Oz. Kamal Oz. Let Kamal cook. And I got the Debo flannel. Listen, and I got my Debo flannel on because I'm bullying y'all. I'm bullying y'all busters. I got the Debo flannel on. Y'all not nicer than me. Kamal Oz says, how can anyone hate on Jake Paul? He gave T. Wood the rematch. The first fight was close. He's now a promoter getting Amanda Serrano paid, and he's giving her exposure. He's helping out the local community in Puerto Rico. I ain't mad at Jake Paul. Do your thing. The white boy smoker, he smoking White Wilder, whatever. It is what it is. I know a lot of people is mad. It is what it is, bro. He out here doing stuff, you know what I'm saying? And he trying to get Tyron Woodley in there with a football player now, you know what I'm saying? So, Le'Veon Bell. So, I mean, whatever. I ain't mad at him. He making money buying people Rolexes. It's whatever. So, back to this Errol Spence. Listen, I put on that Debo flannel for y'all. What's up, Craig Red? Because I'm Deboing y'all. Debo Samuels. I'm Deboing y'all, bro. I'm Deboing y'all with the facts. And then listen, look for all the people who don't tell you the facts up front, right? And then now, once it comes out, then they just jump on the train like they've been telling you. I don't do that. On my channel, if I'm right, I'm right. Live by the sword, die by the sword. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. It's that simple. I play by these rules at all times. What bike? Oh, the beach cruiser. I know you want it back, homie. Bro, I got the beach cruiser now. Y'all was in there all that time, y'all don't get nothing? Man, hell yeah, we got about $250. Ain't that right, Debo? I got about $250. Bro, I got about $250. You hear me? I got about $250. Rest in peace to Tiny Lister. Kamal Oz said, B-side Bud, here's some advice. Call 1-800-Al Heyman. Word. Shout out to Kamal. Word. You better call Al ASAP. You better put him on speed dial because you being left out to, I got about $250. Y'all, you out the equation like a math problem. Bro, you out the equation, dog. And I try to tell y'all, I seen it. I've told you for years this whole situation from Bud. And guess what? Y'all labeled it hate, but it was out of love. It's called tough love. What I'm saying is tough love. Yeah, shout out to HM Spooners. That sounds like a stock portfolio. Who is that? HM Spooners. Here at HM Spooners, we like to take care of our clientele. Bro, who is that? That sounds like a marketing company. Yeah, shout out to HM Spooners. Bro, Terence Crawford is Enron right now. He Enron. The whole thing collapsed just right now, like I said. He Enron. He made all the wrong decision. Enron, bro. He looking like Enron. I try to tell y'all. Y'all was out here playing checkers, and y'all didn't want to listen to the big homie. Y'all didn't want to listen to big homie Boxing Ego. Oh, bro, y'all was out here playing that Connect 4 game, thought it was something, huh? Oh, I love my job. Y'all was telling me like, oh yeah, man, the WBA, they ordered UGAS versus Stanionis. Oh yeah, UGAS Stanionis. You're like, oh, Crawford has Errol cornered because WBA ordered UGAS Stanionis. And I'm like, bro, I don't care about none of that. I don't care about none of that, cut. You see what I'm saying? I said, and there's a lot of fights. WBC ordered Dillian White to fight Luis King Kong Ortiz. Have they fought? Just a question. A lot of fights get ordered. A lot of fights get ordered. Now, I know the people that done told you wrong and they told you, oh, it's right over here. It's this way. It's this way. Don't listen to Ego. He going to, it's the wrong way. Like Sublime said, it's the wrong way. They told you they told you I was Sublime and I was sending you the wrong way. But every time I rhyme, it's Sublime and I did it the right way. Listen, y'all said I was taking y'all the wrong way. And then the people who said the polar opposite of what I'm saying are now trying to double back, but you already drove off the cliff with what you were saying. You see how that works? You said, oh, it's just right here. It's just right here. And then you fall down the Grand Canyon because you went the wrong way. But meanwhile, Ego's like GPS, like Waze. I showed y'all the Waze. You see what I'm saying? And now they trying to, bro, you flew off a cliff and now you trying to look on the GPS and reroute. It don't work like that. You off a cliff. It's done. You tried. Game over. When you fly off that cliff, this ain't the Dukes of Hazzard. It's over. You don't get an extra man. You off that cliff. That's what a lot of people sent you. And then y'all said I was hating for being young credentials. I said off the cliff is where I sent you. You said I was hating. I'm young credentials. Listen, y'all said I don't know what I'm talking about, that I don't have much potential. Listen to what I'm about to get into. Y'all said I was hating with no potential. Now you off a cliff. That's where I sent you. Hating on the boy, young credentials. Listen. Now they trying to double back and then just now catch up to what I've been telling you, but you already off a cliff. I told you what was coming. I told you it was going to happen. And now Errol Spence is snapping. He on social media. Now there's no confirmation, but let's not play dumb here. Let's not play dumb here. The day after it gets announced, he flipping off the camera and posting this. So it don't say Crawford's name, but he's throwing up the double middles. Listen, the sky is falling like Chicken Little. That's what old media said. The sky is falling like Chicken Little. Errol Spence sending a sub to Bud, throwing up the double middles. So I want to honestly say that that's probably directed either at Bud Crawford or the people who doubted him and his team in terms of his next move. Bro, you think, so what's the, I mean, he could have posted this December 1st and he didn't. So what's the, you know, even though he didn't put Bud's name to it, what's the likelihood that he's like, the day after, like literally the night after, because it's the information been out officially like 12 hours or so, probably like 12 hours. And then that's what you randomly post. So that looked like a shot to all the haters and all the people that, you know, really tried to deny that he was, you know, that he was going to have a power move or whatever over this Bud stuff. Bro, I don't want to hear none of this undisputed stuff. I'm about to block all y'all, bro. I don't want to hear it because I told you. Listen, it's so funny how stubborn Americans are when a person such as myself has been telling you every step of the way through this boxing game what was to happen, right? And what was going to happen. And then just like I predict, it plays out. And yet you still have people not getting the picture. Bro, what, like, how great do I have to show you that I am for you guys to rock with the information? What part do you not get? Bud Crawford is not in the driver's seat. Y'all keep talking about undisputed. Unless he conforms or has some kind of Hail Mary that my intelligent brain has not thought of, the undisputed fight will probably not happen because of Bud's attitude and where he thinks he is on the totem pole. What, like, how much clearer can I be? I keep getting things right time and time again. And I told you, I'm gonna establish my dominance by just doing my thing and continuing to show you. A lot of people are making an easy situation to comprehend, especially the way I'm delivering the information. They're making it way more complex. That is your emotions talking to you. People think I don't want to see Errol Spence Crawford. I've never said that. I've never said that I don't want to see the fight. I do want to see the fight. It's a great fight. But I'm also a realist and realistic enough to know that unless Bud gets off his high horse, that the chances with the way everything is played out for his career, the chances are very slim because he doesn't get his actual slot. He thinks he's the top of the totem pole, and in business, that hasn't served to be true. So y'all keep talking about this undisputed. It's like I'm talking to somebody who has a learning disorder. What don't y'all get? You're the only one who doesn't want to see Crawford Spence. Oh my gosh, block him. You can't even spell the word your, so I'm not going to spend too much time on you. Go back to school. I just said I want to see the fight, but I'm also realistic to know it's not going to happen. Bro, get him. He said he's number one. You ain't number one. You a bum. Get the bum. Bro, we sending him to the slaughterhouse. Like, literally, I just said I want to see the fight, but I'm also smart and intelligent enough to know that it's not going to happen under Bud's terms. And he said, oh, you don't want to see the fight. Oh, my gosh, bro. Like I told you, it's like I'm trying to teach and somebody got a learning disorder. And it's like they just make it up whatever floats in their little head or whatever. Block him. We'll get him out of here. And he literally contradicted what I had just told you guys. Bro, again, I would hate. Let me get to Kamal. Kamal Oz says Jake and Logan Paul know to call Al Heyman, but he said Bud Crawford don't know, but Jake and Logan Paul knew who to team up with. Word. I bet Crawford is going to sign with MTK. Probably. Enjoy. Keep making your moves. Like Kamal said, Jake Paul and Logan Paul know who to team up with, and they've been making noise in the boxing even. You know what I mean? Bro, you're not going to make this be what you want it to be because you're too foolish to listen to the message. I'm speaking very clearly. Look at Brandon Smith. He said, Ego Stradamus strikes again. You said they was going to say that, and 2 seconds later, he said it. It's so funny, but I told you, I've mastered this game. It's like the 5 deadly venoms. I've mastered the game. I know their moves before they even make them. And I tell you, he said Crawford rather sign with the fugitive Irish mobster Daniel Kinahan. Bro, that's what I'm saying. But like in business, okay, I'm trying my best, and it's very hard because some people, it's actually easy, but people are trying to make it harder than what it is. Here's another analogy for you. Okay, Bud Crawford, the way he's acting in boxing, let's put this out of boxing because y'all are emotional babies. Some of you are emotional little babies that are having a hard time separating your emotions from logic and reality. So we'll take it out of the world of boxing. If Bud was a businessman, right? If Bud was a businessman and he had a stock option, let's say, name a company that in the last 10 years went out of business. Can y'all do it? Or in the last 30 years, name a company that you went to as a kid and their company is no longer around. I'll give you a perfect example. One guy is a loud talker who doesn't make big moves while the others behind the scenes work and making boss moves. Thank you. Okay, Radio Shack. Great. We'll use Radio Shack. As a kid, Radio Shack, Sears, Circuit City, Blockbuster, these are all great. Toys R Us, KB Toy Store, these stores were apparent. These stores, when I was growing up, these were Montgomery Wards. Y'all remember that? We used to call it Monkey Wards. So Montgomery Wards. Bud Crawford, take it out of boxing. Analogy to give you of what I'm saying is Bud Crawford is putting stock options and he's picking KB toy stores, Toys R Us, Sears, Circuit City, Good Guys, Montgomery Wards, Mervyn's, right? Hollywood Videos, right? And then his accountant or CPA or whatever is like, man, you should pull out of some of them. You should pull out of them. I don't know what their future. Comp USA, right? I don't know what their future will hold. And then Bud like, nah, these are the ones. These are the ones. And then they go out of business and you lose a ish ton of money because you put so much eggs in one basket with Good Guys, Circuit City, Toys R Us, KB Toy Store, Sears, Montgomery Wards that would later fold. This is what Bud is doing in the business. Man, y'all gonna be about to choke. In the business world. He's doubled down in on Circuit City. Oh, these are the ones. Circuit City. Circuit City is life. And you put all heap of money in a Circuit City, and then it don't pay out for you in the end. This is what I'm talking about. It's not hard to understand. If you're a groupie and a man fan, it's going to be hard for you to understand. You're a beta male, it's going to be hard for you to understand. But people are telling Bud, hey, I don't know about Circuit City. You know, they all right, but they kind of pricey and da-da-da-da. I don't know about Blockbuster, Bud. Netflix just came out. They might be able to steal some of their shares. And Bud's like, no, these are the ones. Blockbuster for life. And he repping Blockbuster. And then years later, Blockbuster get worked. Blockbuster got Tyron Woodley knocked out by Netflix. Bro, Netflix was Jake Paul and Blockbuster was Woodley last night. They got bodied. And ironically enough, true story, Netflix was out it was formed in the 90s. The 90s, right? It was formed in the 90s. Netflix had a meeting with Blockbuster, and Blockbuster basically laughed him out the room like, oh, you guys are silly rabbit. We're brick and mortar. That'll never work. We're Blockbuster. And then Netflix is like, nah, we're trying to innovate. We want these mail order movies. We think this could work. And Blockbuster's like, no, you can't. Customers want to go into the store and they want a brick and mortar. They want to pull up and park and see the movie selection. Years later, they did the mail order thing. I think they still have it. I don't know. And then they got into the streaming and they were already ahead because they were ready for that evolution. Blockbuster, they wasn't trying to innovate. They wasn't trying to innovate. So they got their block busted. That's how business works. You laugh Netflix out the room, Netflix gets the last laugh. Blockbuster got their block busted. Netflix pulled a drive-by. And you could have linked with them. Bud is Blockbuster compared to PBC Errol Spence's Netflix. I promise you. And that's just in the business world I'm talking about. I'm not saying who wins in a fight. No, I don't care because it's not going to happen if it don't happen like I say. So it's like in business, you can't just be so stubborn where you're stepping on your own toes, shooting yourself in the foot just to prove a point or stick to your guns. But listen, that's why business is a risk. There are times where you stubbornly cling to what you feel and what you're passionate about, and it will pay off. But in Bud's case, does it look like it's paying off? That's what I'm saying. Like Netflix, they had a vision, they got laughed, and they stuck with it. Blockbuster laughed them out. They probably had other opportunities that didn't work out. And Netflix is like, nah, we're going to push this line. We're going to push this vision. So there's times where you being stubborn, definitely pays off. But there's also times where it's like you need to cut your losses at some point and smarten up. And if you in business, this business world will eat you alive if you don't know when to apply each rule. This is Bud Crawford. Bud Crawford, he's making oceanic Aquaman videos. Errol, where you at? Errol, you a hoe. Errol, you the big fish. You doing all this. You the big fish. You the big fish. I'm in the ocean. While you in the ocean, Errol Spence's team in the meeting room, in the green room, making stuff shake. You see how this works? All I'm talking about is business. Bud is probably the greatest person, the greatest dad, a great family man, great to hang out with. But like I said, while you making the Scuba Steve ocean video, Aquaman videos, business is being had. Business is being had. And then in the end, and we find out weeks later that all that was, he said the Finding Nemo video. I'm done. He said Finding Nemo. That's hilarious. Bro, I got a lot of stuff coming to the channel. That's why it's like, I don't practice what I don't preach. I don't practice stuff that I don't apply to my own life. You see what I'm saying? Like, for example, there's a ton of YouTube channels that make diss videos about me. I can't even keep up with it. You know, they put my name in the title. Ego sucks. He's exposed. What a wanker. Whatever they say about me. Do that. While you spending time making moves about me and videos about me or whatever, I'm back making moves. I'm getting brand deals like the Disney deal, right? Like the Hibernation 5s. Check out those headphones. Like the Amazon. So when you focus on what other people are doing instead of bettering your life, it usually comes back to you like that. That's why I'm not big on clout chasing, because I made my coin off of clout chasing. You see what I'm saying? All the people make videos about me. At the end of the month, let's look at your paycheck and let's look at my paycheck. You focused on me, I'm focused on me too. So that's just more up. That's just propping me up more. You see what I'm saying? That's propping me up because we both focused on me. I'm focused on me like I should be, and you focused on me. So you can't give yourself 110% if you giving any percentage of energy to me, and I don't even know you. I don't even know, cuz. You know what I'm saying? All the people that made videos of me in the last several years since I've been on this platform. Beta male energy. Beta male energy. Right? And when I'm talking this business, people are like, oh, it's boxing. Bro, if you don't want to have this conversation, then you in the same boat as Bud. You want to say it's boxing, and then when the stuff don't happen, and when it don't happen, I called it more than last week, though. Nah, y'all gonna put some respect on my name. He said I called it last week. I did call it, but I called it more than a week before it happened. So anyway, like I was saying, y'all don't want to have the tough conversations about race and boxing, the tough conversations about how fighters need to be held accountable, how fighters need to manage their business. Bro, look at Jake Paul. He had 18,000 people in Florida. He's not from Florida. He's from the Midwest. And he had a sensational knockout that made SportsCenter. So say what you want. I know people are like, oh, but he's not fighting a true boxer. We know who he's fighting and when he's fighting. You watched it, you pay for it, whatever. You straight, whatever people did. He's doing well for his brand. It's that simple. Some people got so much emotion they can't see that. He's doing, whoever's a Jake Paul fan is probably feeling him more today because he knocked out somebody with one punch. Whether you think it was fate or whatever, he's winning. You see what I'm saying? This is just life. Fighters need to be held accountable. Fighters need, like, look at Amanda Serrano. Look at Amanda Serrano. Amanda Serrano, imagine if she had a Bud Crawford mindset for business. She would have been like, oh no, Lou DiBella's been in the boxing game a lot longer. I'm staying with him. Or I'm staying with whoever. She teamed up with Jake Paul, which is a risk because Jake Paul don't, MVP promotions, I don't know how long they've been out, but it looks like it's of benefit to Amanda Serrano that she linked with Jake Paul. Every time you see Jake Paul, you see Serrano. They're saying she got the Katie Taylor fight now. So business. You can't tell me that was a bad business move from her. She making more money most likely than she was making before Jake Paul. And she possibly got the Katie Taylor fight with Jake Paul. And she's getting on co-features, making more money, getting more shine on big cards or bigger cards than she was probably, getting fights she wants. But Bud Crawford is like, no, I don't want to be with da-da-da-da. Okay, don't do it then. Like I said, every man, every woman, every adult That's cool. Make the decisions that you feel are best for you. But when you make the wrong ones, then that's on you. That's all I'm saying. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Shout out to Jackie Hernandez. What's up? She sent me a rose. See, y'all better give me my roses like Jackie. Give me my roses. Y'all better give me my roses right now. Look, Kamal Oz know the vibes. Amanda Serrano getting more exposure in 7-figure paydays. She wasn't making that with DeBella. So this is Terence Crawford. Amanda was with DeBella, and he's a longtime promoter, just like Bob Arum, and she didn't stay. She seen the opportunity. She tweeted she's finally a millionaire, see? She's seen an opportunity, which was also a risk, like you're going to experience. Everything's a risk. You know, some things are riskier than others, of course, but in business, everything could be a potential risk if you make drastic changes. But she made the change, and now it looks like it's worked out for her. Smash the like button, bro. I don't know what's good, but y'all got to get the likes up. For real, homie, you killing everyone with the information and insight. Roman, appreciate you. I try to tell y'all don't want to listen. That's what's wrong with Americans specifically. People want to talk, but they don't want to listen. You know, people want to listen and not comprehend. I mean, you're not going to get far like that. I'm not saying I know everything. I don't. There's much I need to learn, and I plan on trying to learn a lot of it. But when it comes to this boxing business, I've been in here for a minute, you know what I'm saying? And while y'all try to bully me out of my position, which is never going to work, what do y'all say when I get it right? You know, what are you going to say? Y'all said I was telling you all of what I was saying because you're a beta male, and you were saying I was saying it to hate. I was saying it to hate on Crawford. So when verbatim, what I said was going to happen, Errol was going to fight UGAS. When that happens verbatim, do I look like such a hater now? When it's the actual truth of what is going to happen? You know what I mean? It's like you wouldn't be mad at a stargazer for pointing out some constellations. You see what I'm saying? Y'all just got to know that I'm a star, you know, and I point out what I see, and more often than not, it's accurate. So, you know, you can't be mad at that. And the only people mad are Bud Crawford fans because they've been playing checkers, Uno, Connect Four, and they haven't listened and heeded the warning. I told you all of this stuff was coming. He said Terence messed up. He's a great talent, but he chose up. This is literally what I've been telling y'all. He's a great talent. He's a great fighter. Probably a great man, you know, just to kick it with. But you got to get your business mind right. You got to get your business right. It looks like Crawford's team is looking at PBC like they the devil. I don't know if they spent so much time talking about, bad about PBC off record and, you know, in the gym to the point where they're like, nah, we too prideful to go over there. But it just seemed like to be the best lick, you know what I'm saying, for him at 34 in his career. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, nah, I'm going to make my own moves. I want to make these moves. All right, make them. Enjoy that. Just what I told you. Now, as far as Errol Spence UGAS, what can I say? What can I say? Old media and the Terence Crawford fans, they can't hate on the fight. What are you going to say? Listen, let me be realistic and tell me how you can hate on Errol Spence UGAS. I want to hear it. Kamal said, Andy Ruiz, Luis Ortiz. Nah, not Luis Ortiz. I mean, he was with Golden Boy. Hold on, let me see what yours. I don't know what that's about. See, look at B-Dog. Seems like Bud acts out of spite sometimes. That's a hood mentality, bro. You got to graduate past that. I could do hood stuff all day, you know, being around from where I'm from and, you know, seeing some of the things I've seen. I can run my channel like a hood chat. Like, for example, I could cuss and flash Glocks on camera and stuff like that. On YouTube, you'll get a community guideline strike most likely. Or your video at best, your video, they'll say that your video is only for 18 years or older, so they won't push your video out as much. So me, if I'm doing stuff like that, you know, holding a stick out for no reason, how does that benefit my brand? You see what I'm saying? That's not smart. That's not smart. You could do it. You could do it as a free content. Do whatever you want. But how does that benefit my boxing brand? It doesn't. You know what I'm saying? And that's the reality of it. You got to do what's smart and makes the most business sense for your career. Like, Floyd Mayweather bought himself out of his top-ranked contract for under $1 million. That's a major gamble because at the time, especially, Top Rank was probably the leading promoter. You know what I mean? 2000 or, you know, whatever that was that he did it. They were probably the leading promoter. That's a huge risk. You going out into the wilderness, you going out into the jungle on your own, and you had to spend money to free yourself. Floyd did it, made $1 billion plus. I mean, what are we talking about, bro? What are we talking about? But Crawford, he stayed and endured lack of promotion with Top Rank and ESPN. They never gave Crawford the red carpet treatment, and he better than all the guys that got the red carpet treatment. And y'all see, and that's why I'll never let y'all disrespect me on this and bully me off of my positions. This is not, I'm anti-Crawford and hate Crawford. See, y'all deal with that foolishness, like, because you can't control your emotions, so it's love or hate. I don't live in that world. I don't live in this goofy world y'all live in where if you hate a decision, you hate the person, or it's love or hate. You can't feel any other way but two emotions. You know what I mean? I'm a human. I'm not infallible, and Terence Crawford ain't infallible. So there we have it. No matter how much I like Crawford, no matter how much of a beast of a fighter he is, that doesn't make him perfect. So when I see these little nuanced things and I'm like, this doesn't really make sense, then that's on him. You know, I'm just being real. So how is it that a black American fighter who is undefeated, Floyd Mayweather, had the wherewithal to say, this has run its course, me and Top Rank and our relationship, they're charging me just under a cool $1 million to get out, but I'm willing to pay that to bet on myself and believe in myself and, you know, not be prisoner anymore or whatever made him decide. But Crawford, undefeated black American, he says, nah, I want to stay with the Jewish promoter and continue to get bad fights that don't really bolster his brand and identity and profile. And then at age 34, you honorably, you know, waited out the duration and paid him all the fights that you owed him. And now you're trying to pick up the pieces at age 34. And you're unrealistic when it comes to your demands and publicly what you've put out as far as wanting the Errol Spence fight. It's just not going to work. From any business sense, it is not going to work. That's like if you're an ex-con, and I'm trying to give you guys analogies you can understand. If you are a felon and you did 9 years in the can and you get released on good behavior and you're on probation, you are a felon. You're not going to just get the pick of the litter job that you want necessarily. Maybe you luck out and this company that is a Fortune 500 company, right? Maybe for your first job in the outside world, maybe you could score some kind of monumental job as an ex-convict and a felon on parole where you're making $100K, you know, easy. Introductory. It's possible. But it's probably highly unlikely that you score that. You may have to work up to that. You may have to work within the company and get up, you know, promote and then get to that. I'm not saying because you're an inmate or ex-con or whatever that it's over. Because we seen China Mac, we seen Wallow, we seen dudes get out the bink and do some great things for themselves. But, you know, no one's going to say the road's going to be easy. So same thing with Crawford. You basically did 9 in the can, you know what I mean, where it just wasn't the best possible growth situation for you. And now you're free. You think you're on top of the world, and somebody in a company, in an organization that has treated their fighter different and instilled different things in their fighter, right? You think you're just going to, just because you're free, it's like, oh, make the fight. It's just not how it works. Bud took the safe route at Top Rank. With Top Rank, Errol Spence bet on himself. That's what I'm saying, bro. Kamal Oz is trying to school y'all. Bro. And then the only thing, I've been here before. I've seen this movie before. The only thing Bud Crawford fans can say is, I'm protecting Errol Spence. I mean, whatever. I'm not protecting anybody because I don't control Errol Spence's career. So that sounds stupid. Listen to the logic. Listen to what I'm saying and listen to what anybody opposing me is saying. Oh, your ego, you're just protecting Spence. I don't have the power to protect Errol Spence's career because I don't manage his career. So that sounds stupid. This is what happens when you're hard-headed. They saying I'm protecting Errol Spence. How am I protecting Errol Spence when I'm not even in charge of his career? I'm not even a boxing promoter. I'm a freelance YouTuber. So how am I protecting Spence when I don't have no jurisdiction over his career? But this is the logic that I've heard from the Bud fan. I'm protecting it. Oh, okay. I don't want to see the fight. Oh, okay. It's not that I don't want to see the fight. I just know in reality the fight won't happen unless certain things made sense and people come to reality, because I'm a realist. You know? So it's like, it's just people say anything off emotion. And it's not there's nothing emotionally having me connected to either of this. I'm a boxing fan, but I've been around boxing long enough to know how this game works. And if you can't see it, that's on you. You know, that's on you. Bud Crawford, he made years of bad decisions and his team years of not getting him top level fights that would have skyrocketed his career. Like, ask yourself this. How is Teofimo already lost, but even with the loss, he could say he beat a 2-time gold medalist, Lomachenko, that everybody put him as one of the top people in his division for that one win. Teofimo resume outside of Lomachenko is mid. Is real mid. The one name that he beat that everybody had a chance to give him a lot of credit for was Lomachenko. So can you imagine Terence Crawford been popping since 2014, beating Gamboa, and his team couldn't get him any level of a fight, a comparable guy to what Lomachenko represents at lightweight? They have not given Terence Crawford any level of a person at 140 or 147 that represents to boxing, especially old media, what Lomachenko represents. And he's been popping since 2014. That's almost a decade ago. In 2024, that'll be a decade. So what are we talking about? What are we talking about? Teofimo's younger than Crawford. He was not a pro as long as Crawford. He's not as good as Crawford. Yet and still, he has, even with the loss now, he has a name on his resume that is, especially for old media, undeniable. You know, you got to give him credit for that win. And Bud does business. Bud does business like he fights. Dogged, and he, like, you know what I'm saying? Never back down. That is, you got to find that balance, bro. That never back down stuff, okay, that works in boxing because you got skills. but you're not more skillful than business people. You know what I'm saying? You're more skillful with the hands for sure. But listen, I got a bar for y'all. Listen, I'm the best at this. I make this look easy. I make the whole game of boxing look good and make it look pretty. If y'all want to hear this, I got a gem for y'all. I got a gem for y'all. If y'all want to hear it, can I get a hell yeah in the comment section? I got a gem for y'all. If y'all want to hear this gem, can I get a hell yeah in the comment section right now? Let's go. Smash the like button. I'm the best ever. Okay. Yeah, Adonis. Yeah. Real Dr. Hank McCoy. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking to y'all about. A fighter getting his business mind on par with him and his skill set as a fighter. Because we know Crawford, you want to fight, you want to tussle. I'm talking, We know he got hands. But just because you're a beast with the hands doesn't mean you're a beast with the pens. Let that sink in. I'm going to say it again for the slow people in the back. Being a fighter, being a dope fighter, being skilled at that. Just because you're a beast with the hands doesn't mean you're a beast with the pens. These businessmen and the people who make move in the business world eating Crawford alive. They can't whoop him in the streets, but they can pin you to death and they can bar you up with contracts, with stipulations, with this, with deals, with endorsement. They can do that. So like I said, y'all fighters, y'all gotta get with the wave, the real drip. Just because you're a beast with the hands doesn't make you a beast with the pens. So yeah, you in these contracts, we give you Jose Benavidez, then you gotta sign the extension. And them people with them pens is ucking you up. Them people is ucking you up. You got to read the small print. And that's what y'all fail to realize, bro. Terence Crawford is his biggest obstacle. And what I'm saying is very possible. I don't look at obstacles. There's no obstacle impossible. I don't look at that. I'm telling you what it is. I'm spitting facts. Who's ever heard me say, Errol Spence, listen, y'all gonna give me my credit. Y'all gonna give me credit. Who has ever heard me say Errol Spence at welterweight is doing the heavy lifting? Not Terence Crawford. Anybody ever heard me say that? Has anybody ever heard me say that Errol Spence is doing the heavy? Look at his resume. Look at Crawford's resume at welterweight, especially. Errol Spence is doing the heavy lifting. Okay, Sydney heard it. That's one person vouching. Sura heard me say it. That's two people I got vouching for me. Not bad, not bad. Has anyone ever heard me say Errol Spence is doing the heavy lifting at welterweight with his tough competition when he's fighting them, blah, blah, blah. Poppy Mall said I did. Okay, so we got some people vouching that I said this, right? Kamal Oz, he said this is all facts. I told you we playing cap or fact. Did I say it? He said you said it many times. Well, feast your eyes on this. Ah! Oh, I'm the greatest. Who is that? Oh, my God. I'm the greatest that ever lived, bro. Errol Spence, 148 today. I'm doing all the heavy lifting. Okay. Okay. Bro, I told you, I'll blaze you. I'll blaze all y'all. I'll blaze y'all. Y'all not on my level. I'll blaze y'all. I don't come to play, y'all. I'll blaze y'all. What a coinky dink. A professional fighter saying what I've been saying with the same vernacular and vocabulary as the king, almighty, the god of boxing talk. Ego Stradamus strikes again. I'll blaze y'all. I'll blaze y'all. Go out in a blaze if you got to. Otherwise, you ain't shit. Bro, he's saying exactly what I've been telling you. He said, you've been saying that. I'll blaze y'all. I'm doing all the heavy lifting. Oh, man, this is easy, bro. I don't care if you're from Nebraska. What does that got to do with me, bro? You on thin ice? You better chill. I don't care where you from. What's that got to do with what I'm saying? Prove me wrong. Bro, I don't care about that, bro. Don't tell me where you from. I don't like what that's supposed to mean. You still ain't proving me wrong. Yeah, you get the credit. Bro, I told you. Errol Spence saying what I've been telling you. I'm doing all the heavy lifting. He's saying exactly what I've been telling you. So everything that I keep saying just keeps happening. Okay. I'm just tripping my way into successful talking points that actually manifest. Wish it could be this simple. The only people that don't get it is Bud and Bud Crawford fans talking about, I'm from Nebraska. I don't care. What's that got to do? Shout out to Nebraska. Okay. What's that got to do? What does that got to do with what I'm saying? See, that's how you know when somebody, it's not even a game. Like, that's how you know it's not even competitive. You know, it's not even competitive when they resort to saying, I'm with Team Crawford because I'm from Nebraska. Okay, that's cool. You could like Crawford. He's a beast of a fighter. That's dope. What's that got to do with anything that I've said? Bro, I'm telling you, these are grown men that can't control their emotions. Oh, man, I know what you're saying, but I'm with Crawford. I mean, you could be with Crawford. I'm not telling no one to not be a Crawford fan. You should be a fan of his. But I'm also saying he's not going to get what he wants under these pretenses, in my view. And so far, so good, right? Errol Spence fighting UGAS. So what I've said so far is kind of matched up to the reality, right? So, I mean, it's that simple. A man that can't control his emotion, you might as well just be a female, bro. So, you know, I still, like I said, move me off my position with intelligent fact. Intelligent fact. Move me off of my position. But they don't do that. They say stupid stuff like, I'm from Nebraska. Okay. Okay, what's that have to do? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's like you going to court and then they trying you for like embezzlement and you're like, oh yeah, I'm from Cali. Okay, what's that got to do with anything? You're still being tried for embezzlement. It's like, this is emotion, beta male emotion. I keep telling you. If you're being tried for embezzlement and the judge is like, explain how you didn't steal the money and we got you on camera. Oh, but Your Honor, I'm from California. I'm from Nebraska. Okay, what's that got to do with anything? What's that got to do with anything? Where you're from. So you can't embezzle if you're from Nebraska or California or wherever you claim to be from. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. He died? The one that got stabbed in the neck? Drakeo? He died? Oh, wow. Rest in peace. Hold on. Let me look this up. I heard he got... Man, what? Man, it's a... Rap is a... Damn, he died at 28. Man, rap is becoming the most dangerous job out of all professions. This is crazy. Rest in peace to him, bro. I knew he got stabbed, but I didn't know he passed. They said he was in like bad shape, but who stabbed him in the neck? That's insane. He got stabbed backstage? Oh, wow. That's, man. Rest in peace, man. That's rough. He's an LA rapper. Yeah, so that's all this boils down to. Bud, business decisions. Oh, there was a fight backstage. Man. Crazy. Yeah, man, that's what it boils down to with Bud. Shout out to Daniels, sent $3 in the Cash App. Much love. Ego speaking 100, and Ego's army is 100. Hit the like button. Facts. Appreciate you. Lay Lindsay, I see you. They sent a Zelle. Thank you for the continued support. Afternoon Ego question. What do you think about David Benavidez' ordered fight? I mean, I haven't seen much of David Lemieux, but he's just doing what the WBC says, and Canelo ain't fighting him, so I'm not mad at it. You know what I mean? I'm not mad at it. Oh, I want to say big shout out to everybody on my channel for coming through for the Boxing Ego watch party. Another success. We did over 80,000, and the audience retention was crazy, so y'all must have been really tapped in. So I looked at the numbers. We did great again, so appreciate y'all for the BWP 3-hour plus stream. The audience retention was so y'all was tapped in. We was having fun with that Jake Paul card. It was just wild. It was kind of weird. So yeah, Jake Paul's bringing some attention to boxing. That is what it is. Oh yeah, anyway. That's all I gotta say about the Crawford stuff. That's all I gotta say. It is what it is. Crawford. I mean, just tell me what he does. Like, listen, I'll give y'all for the next minute. I want to hear some responses if you disagree with what I'm saying. And depending on how dumb you sound, you might be in the hot seat. There's fair warning. Name how Crawford can become the A side over Errol. That's all I want to know. Based on what we know, like factual information. So don't lie and say, oh, if he fights something that is really, like, don't say, oh, if he fights Canelo, because that's not realistic. It's not realistic for him to fight Canelo if Canelo's talking about fighting at cruiserweight. So nothing like that's going to happen. So realistically speaking, tell me what Crawford can do from a business perspective to up his profile beyond that of what they're doing with Errol Spence. Let me know. Josh Taylor in his hometown. Bro, Josh Taylor, he's a good fighter, but he's not a popping fighter. Well, oh my God. Y'all just be saying, y'all got to give me some better work. Oh my God. Fight Errol? Really? Listen, maybe y'all not understanding the question. Maybe I didn't frame it right. I'm saying how can Crawford, for his ideals is he wants more money than Spence. So you can't tell me fight Spence is the way he gets bigger than Spence to make that a reality. That makes no sense. Josh Taylor is not going to be, no matter what happens in the Josh Taylor fight, that, oh my gosh, I'm out. Y'all just saying stupid stuff. Crawford KOs Thurman. That's not answering anything that I'm asking. See, once again, men got to be in charge of their emotions. I'm asking a very specific question. Very specific questions require a very specific answer. I'm asking you for Terence, Bud, do you guys understand English? We'll start there. Because, again, very specific questions require very specific answers. Very direct questions require very direct answers. I have a direct question for all of you. Terence Crawford says he wants the lion's share of money. And he just did a tweet that said, what's changed? So I'm under the impression that he still thinks he wants 60 over Errol Spence. So what can Terence Crawford do in his boxing career that is realistic to get him 60-40 or even 50-50 with Errol Spence? At this point, that is a specific question. Hopefully you guys can provide a specific answer. How at this point, or what at this point, can Terence Crawford do to make those dreams a reality? Fight Errol Spence with a 60-40 split or a 50-50 split if Errol Spence says no, like he said in the past. Like, I'm not fighting him under 50-50. It's not going to be 50-50. So what can he do? Nothing he can do, to be honest. Nothing, bro. Nothing. Why you drag it out like that? Nothing, right? Beat Canelo is the only way. That's not realistic. Canelo's talking about fighting at cruiserweight. Not going to happen. At this rate, see, listen, you guys can save the responses that you know won't happen. Do you understand? That, like, I run a tight ship. If you're responding with, oh, fight Canelo, that you know that's not going to happen. Canelo's talking about fighting at cruiserweight. How are you going to fight Crawford? So it's just a waste of typing, a waste of your time, a waste of your energy. I'm asking for real life. Maybe there's something I haven't thought of. Probably not likely, but maybe there's something. So I'm asking for you guys to enlighten me. So just spare the drama if it's something like fight Canelo, who's talking about fighting Makabuk Air. It doesn't make sense. That's not going to happen. So just save the characters, save your energy. Don't even type nothing like that. He can't. Nothing. Bro, you guys I don't even want to read the responses that you know aren't going to happen. Y'all keep saying fight Canelo. That's not realistic. I want to, like, it's just a waste of my reading. If you don't have no answers, just say nothing. See, this right here is why so many people that try to go against my channel have such a hard time, because they want to stretch the truth. And the answer's right there in front of you. It's right there. And then people want to start reaching for the stars. Oh, fight Canelo at what? You know that's not going to happen, bro. If he didn't fight Canelo at 160 and Canelo's now at 168 talking about moving to cruiserweight, then the Crawford fight does, you know, that doesn't make sense. He can fight Jermell. Jermell has a fight scheduled with Brian Castano in February in Houston at the Toyota Center. What are y'all talking about? See, I can now understand why y'all go against me and say I don't know what I'm talking about and I'm wrong, because you guys aren't realistic. You're talking about fighting Jermell, and the news came out. It's on ESPN. I made videos about it. Jermell signed to fight Castano. Both have agreed to fight in Houston. So how is he going to fight him? I'm talking about, like, fighting in the first, second quarter. So again, you don't have to overcomplicate this. If there's a solid answer, like, I leave no stone unturned. So either you're going to show me that there was a stone that I didn't turn, or you might as well not say nothing and just conform. But people do not want to do that because they don't want to be wrong. They start reaching for the star. Oh, he could fight Deontay Wilder. I mean, come on, bro. Bro, people do not like to be wrong, and they don't like when a person like myself is right and is saying they're right. They're like, I could stump him. Like it's a circus game or something. You know what I'm saying? The game with the hammer, and you go bing, and you try to get the high score or the punch thing. Someone always thinks they can outdo what you're saying. I've already thought about all of this, bro. There's not a realistic fight. People like start reaching. Oh, David Avanesian. That doesn't make him. If Crawford fights David Avanesian, maybe they can fight. But what the hell does that do for him to the point where he could supersede or trump Errol Spence because he beats David Avanesian? Come on, bro. I told y'all, you might as well just admit what it is. I've already thought, I blocked all the exits. People do not. He said Crawford against Boots. I mean, he'll get a lot of respect for that, but that's super dangerous for no belt. I mean, have fun. Enjoy that. I'll watch it. I'll buy it. If he fights Boots, I'll buy that. Lamont, $3. Appreciate you. Lamont says, ego, what has done thus far to deserve that? What does that mean? Lamont says, ego, what has done thus far to deserve that? I don't know what you're referring to. If you're in the stream still, leave me a comment, Lamont, so I can try to answer your question. I'm not sure what that means. Sura says, I said Spence because there's nothing he could do. No, I got it. But I'm just saying, like, I'm reading a bunch of jokes and stuff. I'm really trying to be enlightened. And I'm just reading all these unnecessary responses about things that you know won't happen. He said 80-20. Y'all tripping. Even if he fought like Virgil Ortiz, I think that's a good fight. I'm not mad at that fight if they fought. But I still don't see how that Virgil Ortiz hasn't proven what Errol Spence is continuing to. Errol Spence is going to fight for a third belt. He's fighting for 3 belts. So Errol Spence has better attendance, better pay-per-view viewership, right? He's going to have 3 belts if he could beat UGAS. He has the better resume fighting guys at the time where there were more relevant fights. His promoter's not slandering him and demeaning him and throwing him under the bus. And you think Crawford can win this battle? I mean, you sound like your brain is out to sea. Shout out to Richard. He said, what up, ego? Keep coming with 100. Again, if there was a stone, I said, I try to leave. In my life, I'm very meticulous. And I damn near have OCD with certain things. So I try not to leave any stone unturned. So I'm asking y'all, if y'all got a stone that I haven't looked under that helps Crawford's case, please tell me that's realistic. That you feel in your heart is realistic. Nobody can do that. So I must be the greatest. Not one person has been able to intelligently give me a real path that denounces what I'm saying. That you in your heart believe is realistic for preferably first or second quarter of next year. Keith Thurman booked. Mario Barrios booked. Right? Errol Spence booked. UGAS booked. They're the only other 2 people outside of Crawford with belts. Pacquiao retired. Sean Porter retired. Mikey Garcia off a loss saying he's going down. Danny Garcia said he's moving up. Conor Ben, like he ain't even done. He beaten guys that PBC fighters already beat. Chris Algieri already knocked out by Errol Spence years ago. Granados knocked out by Danny Garcia, who Errol Spence beat years ago. I mean, I'm telling you, I've already looked under every stone y'all is talking about. Crawford, Conor Ben, what does that do? Conor Ben, that benefits him more than it benefits Crawford. And I don't see Eddie Hearn making that next anyway, just because you don't just. That seems very weird. He's not ranked underneath the WBO as #1 mandatory or nothing, and he just fight Terence Crawford straight. I don't see Eddie doing that. You know how Eddie matchmaking be. We need some better work. I told y'all. Like I said, y'all want me to be wrong, but the prodigal son is returned. I come to deliver, and I'm delivering the facts. Listen, there's more of y'all than there is me. And I'm up here holding my own with the argument that I'm making or whatever you want to call it. And there's more of y'all than there is me. So y'all can't outsmart little old me. And there's more of y'all. So there's 100, whatever, 200 people in the chat. That's 200 brains. That's 200 plus brains in here. And I'm one brain and y'all can't outsmart me with something that I haven't thought of. I must be good at my job. That's what I'm saying. Shout out to Jesse. He said Eddie wants Adrian Broner for Conor Ben, not Bud. Yeah, they talking about Adrian Broner or they will Mir Khan and Kell Brook. So they're not going to put him in there with Crawford next. 200 plus brains and y'all can't outsmart little old me. Ain't that something? I told you I've looked at it. I've looked at the picture. I've been looking at the picture for years, and it's just Crawford is not in a leveraged position. If you really apply logic and don't do this radical emotional beta male stuff, he's not. No matter how great of a fighter he is. And I've maintained the same thing from the jump. It's very hard. You can't beat the truth, like Sir just said. Absolutely. You can't. He stayed with Top Rank probably too long, and them years of stagnant mid-level fights, and then now he's a free agent. There's been some shifting in the division. Things have changed. I really don't see how Errol spent. Like, just the fact, like, take aside pay-per-view numbers and purses and all that. If Errol beats UGAS, he has 3 belts. Crawford has 1 belt that he got in his very first fight at welterweight. How can you catch up to that? Just that one standpoint alone. He said Crawford like a rapper signed a 360 deal. I'm done. Bro, just like, listen to me. If Errol beats UGAS, see, this is how I know I'm the best in boxing history, because I'm the realest, logical, consistent, etc. You name it. This is how I know old media and a lot of you dudes will never be on my level, because you refuse to admit defeat. I can admit defeat when I'm wrong. For example, this is how inconsistent old media is. Remember when Deontay Wilder was the WBC champion?
Go look up the history. Shit, don't everybody believe in Google? Go Google that shit. See what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about, man.
When Wilder was the WBC champion, he's only ever had that 1 belt. But he was a booming star, and people wanted to see him fight Anthony Joshua, right? Let's play cap or fact. Listen, let's play cap or fact. This is the game I created. We'll see if I continue to be the most consistent and the best in boxing history with my game, cap or fact. Y'all ready? Deontay Wilder was the WBC champion. Cap or fact? Let's play. I'm ready. I said I'm ready at all times. I stay ready. I don't have to get ready. Let's go. Deontay Wilder was the WBC champion. Cap or fact? Let's go. Deontay Wilder was the WBC champion. Fact? All right, fact. Deontay Wilder was the WBC champion, and he's only ever had that 1 belt as a heavyweight. Cap or fact? Wilder's only had 1 belt in his run as champion, and that was the WBC belt. Is that cap or fact? Wilder only had 1 belt, the WBC belt. Cap or fact? Fact? All right, good. Let's keep going. We've established Wilder as a champion. We established Wilder only had 1 belt at heavyweight through his run as a champion, and that was the WBC belt. So I distinctly remember when Deontay Wilder was smoking out Joshua, trying to fight Anthony Joshua, a big argument from old media was Wilder deserves less of the pie because he only got 1 belt and Joshua got all the other belts. Is that cap or fact? When Wilder was trying to fight Joshua and he was pursuing Joshua, it was old media who stated Wilder definitely don't deserve 50-50. He definitely don't deserve 60-40. He got like 35%. You know, Joshua, he should just take whatever is given to him because Anthony Joshua got all the belts and Wilder only got 1 WBC belt. Is that cap or fact? Is that not something in a narrative you had heard? Okay, they saying it's facts. So I'm on a roll. Listen, I always got good grades. I'm on a roll. Slow it down. I just dissed you. I said, I always got good grades. I'm on a roll. Oh my God, bro. I told you the bars is too tough, bro. I said I'm knocking them down like dominoes. Geronimo. I always got good grades. I'm on a roll. Slow it down. I just dissed you. I said I always got good grades. I'm on a roll. On a roll. Man, yeah, I told y'all I'm nice. There's nobody in boxing history better than me. I said I'm knocking them down like dominoes, Geronimo. I always got good grades. I'm on a roll. On a roll. Pfft, bars. So we've established that Wilder was the WBC champion. We've established that Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder only had one belt. And we've established when Wilder was trying to smoke out Anthony Joshua, old media said that he deserves a lesser split, Deontay, the black guy, Deontay Wilder, than the other black guy from the UK because Anthony Joshua can sell out Block Denny with that fake ass layup. He said Joshua is some big, massive star in the UK, they claim, and he had all the belts. Block Denny. We prefer IHOP anyway. Clap that boy. What happened to that boy? Bro, and you broke. Denny broke. Yeah, you Rudy Tooty fresh and fruity. Stop playing. You a breakfast platter. Bro, I be decapitating them. I be decapitating. So let's put it all together. Wilder had one belt, the WBC belt. We established that. Wilder was pursuing, just like Terence Crawford is pursuing Errol Spence, or at least publicly, right? When Wilder was smoking out Anthony Joshua, a lot of the same fans and old media fans, they said Wilder doesn't deserve a bigger slice of the pie. He'll be lucky to get what he get. He'll be lucky to get because Joshua got the 3 belts. That's what they said. So fast forward to the future. So that was one black guy versus another black guy. But one black guy was signed to Eddie Hearn and then one guy was with Al Heyman. So how is it that when Wilder was a one-belted champion pursuing and calling out Joshua, just like Terence Crawford is doing, right, to Errol Spence, calling him out, and he had one belt, y'all told me that Wilder is not worthy of the lion's share, even though he was popping in America, more so than Crawford is popping numbers-wise and all that, and going viral because Wilder was knocking everybody out, right? And Wilder told Crawford he should have left Bob a long time ago, but that's a separate story. And y'all told me that Wilder is lucky to get $12 million flat fee and all this stuff, these weak lowballed offers from Eddie Hearn. So how are the same people now telling me when they said that with the Anthony Joshua Wilder situation, how are the same people now saying one belt Crawford ain't done the heavier lifting, just like you said Wilder ain't done the heavier lifting. You said he was bum squad, so he don't deserve the lion's share. How are you going to try to give Crawford the lion's share versus Errol when we know Errol Spence is the guy with the ticket sales, with the pay-per-view sales, and he's going to have a third belt if he can beat UGAS? He got cooked.
He got cooked.
Adrian, you didn't go down like that, huh?
He got cooked.
They don't stay, Kamal says they don't stay consistent with Errol, Spence, Anthony Joshua, and Canelo. See? So what are we talking about? So my question is, and let me wrap this up. My question is this. How come it was so understood that Anthony Joshua had 3 belts and he was supposed to be the bigger name, that Wilder had to play the B-side? It was understood that. It's like, Wilder, okay, you at this time you don't have the resume, they said, and you ain't selling out venues, 70,000, 90,000 venues, and you don't have a Klitschko fight, you know, a Klitschko, even though Klitschko is 41 years old and Joshua got 3 belts, you're out of your depth. So why was it understood that Anthony Joshua was the A-side? He was the A-side over Wilder, but now some of the same people can't understand why Errol Spence is the A-side over Terence Crawford. Imagine that. Inconsistency. Now, the funny thing is, Wilder calling out Joshua, I wanted to see the fight, and I never argued that Wilder was the A-side over Joshua. I never argued at that point when they were both undefeated and the fight should have happened. I never argued that Wilder was this A side because at the time he didn't fight Tyson Fury and he hadn't had the Luis Ortiz fights. So I never argued that. I never argued. I did say I wanted to see the fight, but that's because at heavyweight, you know, there weren't really no other options at that given time that made more sense than Joshua versus Wilder. That was like literally the biggest fight. And unlike Crawford, Errol, Spence, if Joshua when he was undefeated and Wilder when he was undefeated, that would have been a massive fight. We don't really know, especially based on Bob Arum throwing Crawford under the bus numerous times saying, all I do is every fight I've done with Crawford, I lost money. So y'all are telling me that Crawford Spence is this big fight, grandiose fight. But then you also have someone who managed Crawford's career for the last several years, Bob Arum, who's saying basically the opposite, saying, hey, it's a big risk and PBC might not want to take that risk by themselves because Crawford loses money. And with the purses, we don't know how big the fight will be. So that's another difference. Joshua, without a doubt, you could have put that in Vegas or the UK or wherever. Joshua, it's a heavyweight boxing with two knockout artists who were undefeated at the time. So we knew that would have sold. That would have sold no problem. And Joshua has the UK different demographic. Crawford got Omaha. He don't got like a whole different country. You know what I'm saying? Crawford got Omaha. Joshua was doing his own thing at the time in the UK, had a whole different country. So it's like USA versus UK. Lennox versus Mike Tyson type of deal. Mike Tyson from America, Catskill, Brownsville, and then Lennox, who was representing the UK. And I will say Wilder, even at the time, he was all knockouts. So he had more of a like upside. Terence Crawford, he got all knockouts at welterweight, but they weren't like the fights he was having, like against the opponents and stuff, people were like, you know what I mean? Like you just knocked out a wounded Jose Benavidez, blah, blah, blah. Wilder wasn't knocking out like guys who were coming in with shot legs and stuff. You see what I'm saying? So y'all got a lot of explaining to do. Explain how it was understood that Anthony Joshua had 3 belts and he was the A side, but then y'all don't get the mission that Errol Spence, if he cleans up his side of the streets and get past this UGAS fight and has 3 belts, done all the bigger numbers, done all the bigger attendance and live gates and all that, make more money. Y'all don't understand that he's the A side and Bud got to bow down. Come on. We got a $2 Cash App. I told you I'll destroy y'all. And it's easy. It said, what has Bud done to deserve that? What does that mean? To deserve what? What has Bud done to deserve that? Deserve what? The truth? Everybody deserves the truth. What are you talking about? Bro, he sent $2 and says, what has Bud done to deserve that? I don't even understand what you're saying again. What do you mean? What is he? Everything I'm saying is the truth. Isn't he? Everybody deserves the truth. Shout out to Adonis Moore. He sent $10 in the Cash App. Oh, the money keep coming in. I don't get what you're saying, bro. What has he done to deserve what? I'm just speaking the truth on this. He said no refunds. I don't know. I don't know what he's talking about. But I know what I'm talking about, and I know it's the truth. It's very simple to understand these concepts, bro. And then the irrational Bud Crawford man fans, they saying, I hate Bud and I'm blocking the fight. I don't have the power to block the fight. How am I blocking the fight? Because I'm keeping it real? I'm blocking the fight because Bud made bad decisions? See, this is, in life, this is what I'm talking about with accountability. There's a lot of people and like people, I buy all this gear for the channel and I upgrade and do what I want and people see I get Amazon packages, whatever, boom, boom, boom. And they be like, oh, that's easy because you're a YouTuber. That, bro, people, if you have that mindset in life, you're going to fail at least for that moment because everything that I've ever earned, that's it. That's just it. I earned it. You see what I'm saying? Like people are like, oh, you're a YouTuber, so you could just buy that. You could. No, it's not. I'm a YouTuber. I dedicated my life to a vision and now it's reaping some of the benefits. You know what I'm saying? You can't go through the life with this victim mentality. I don't understand who raised some of y'all. You can't go to life with these victim mentalities like, oh, yeah, it's easy for you to say you do this. If you did everything that I'm doing, countless nights, staying up, sleepless nights, working on your brand, staying with something for a decade plus, then guess what? You too can have and reap those same benefits. People want to always look at the end result and almost blame you for success. They want to blame you for success. Like, oh yeah, you could buy this and that because of this. I can buy this and that because I work for this and that. And I'm willing to do what a lot of people aren't willing to do to get this and that. That's the difference. That's the only differentiating quality between me or anybody else who's successful. We're all born with gifts. We all have genius level talent, right? We all have something that we're exceptionally good at. You got to hone in and tap into that. People want to play this victim role. Oh yeah, of course, it's easy for someone. Like, for example, they'll look at like The Rock and they'll be like, oh, it's easy for him. He got a chef. Okay, he got a chef because he works and gets up at 4 a.m. in the morning, and he didn't let not getting to the NFL discourage him, and he stayed on his path, did the wrestling, then got into acting and made the right decisions. People don't want to acknowledge this, with people that they love or care about or like Bud Crawford or whatever. Life is all about accountability. And if you wake up every day and blame yourself, then you'll be better off. If you blame yourself as opposed to blaming the world, it's not the world's fault, it's your fault. People don't want to have accountability, and it's remarkable to see. People acting like this woe is me stuff, like Bud Crawford's decisions that he's making, somebody made the decisions for him. People have been looking out for Bud. People have been trying to scoot Bud in the right direction to support his career, such as myself. I've done everything that I humanly could to support Bud in his decisions and things like that. But at some point, you got to look at the person and look at the decisions that you make and determine if those were the rightful decisions. And that's what it is with Bud Crawford, bro. No matter how, you could be the best artist in the world, and there's a lesser artist who's out there winning and they selling all their art. Life is not fair. What don't you understand? So let's say there's an artist and he's a painter, and that painter's pretty good. And then they paint a picture and they send it to Dr. Dre. And Dr. Dre is holding a picture. And you can paint better than that person. But Dr. Dre, he don't got your painting. That's your fault. Because that lesser artist believed in their painting so much, they painted it, spent the time, bought the ink, or not ink, whatever, paint, blah, 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 put it on the easel, worked on it, sent it to Dre. He liked it enough to put it up in his game room. So whose fault is that? You knowing you're a better painter than that and you could paint a better picture, but you not taking none of them moves? Is that what we're doing? Man, you guys are going to have a long road trying to be successful, because that's all y'all do is blame people. Errol Spence and his team have done what they said they were going to do. Case closed. It's that simple. Errol Spence told you, at least in 2018, I'm going to clean up my side of the street. God willing, that's what he's doing. How can I be mad at him, and he's doing exactly what he said he was going to do? It's Bud Crawford and his team that have not been able to produce that in which they said they would be able to produce, like a Pacquiao fight. And again, if you don't want accountability and you have this woe is me attitude, then you're not going to understand it, because Bud's the victim and, oh, that's messed up. Boxing is not supposed to be like this, and it's supposed to be the best. Bro, life is not fair. Deal with it. It's not fair at all. I just read an article. A dude had cancer, watched his baby be born, and died hours later. Like, what type of is that? But it happened. Y'all got to stop playing this victim stuff. Bro, every bad decision, every time I was broke, every time, that was my fault because I was messing up. I was doing something, hanging with the wrong crowd, trying to do whatever, blah, blah, blah. If y'all been broke, it's y'all fault. It's y'all fault. I really believe that. You trying to impress girls, you tricking, spending all your money, OnlyFans, whatever you doing, it's your fault. People always want to look at somebody. Hold on, let me get to Kamal Oz. Kamal, $20. He sent the dub. Let's get it. He said, corporate old media, man fans about money and networks. They don't want to see the fight with Canelo and Andrade, facts, or Jamal, or Benavidez, or Triple G, AJ and Wilder. They say they don't deserve the big fights, so why are Errol and PBC different? Clout chasing. Shout out to Kamal Oz. Because it's clout chasing. It's this victim mentality, you know? People have this victimized mentality where, especially in America, I lived in England, so I know how it goes. England is not like this. Other countries are not like this. It's what you put a spotlight in. You know what I'm saying? Like, people like, again, people look at my YouTube. Nobody gave me anything, bro. I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth, Miss Hawkins. Bro, I don't come from a rich family, you know, and if my parents don't even know some of the technology and technological things that I know from my generation. You see what I'm saying? My dad worked with his hand. He's a mechanic. He don't type 100 words per minute. So it wasn't like this was inherited. Like, my dad gave me the game, like, oh, get on YouTube and then you got to start an account. He doesn't even know that type of stuff. He watches YouTube, but you know what I mean? He doesn't know how to set one up and things like that. I had to learn all of this stuff on my own. Nobody put a camera in my hand. Nobody gave me relationships with fighters and networks and credentials. Nothing that I've ever received has just been bestowed or inherited. Like I had a trust fund or something. And people were like, oh, it's easy for you to say. You know, Ego does this. I'm doing this because I work for this. Of course I'm going to do this. And again, some of you guys, you know, you're not going to reach your full potential blaming other people. You see, people were, oh, man, Ego got this. How'd he buy this? I buy this because I don't buy some of the stuff y'all buy. And I'm smart with my money. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all care about, like, you ain't never seen me with a Gucci. I've never in my lifetime owned a Gucci belt. Never. Never in my lifetime have I, because I don't care about a Gucci belt. You see what I'm saying? I don't care to impress nobody. I don't care. Like, I'm wearing a Debo flannel. I do what I want. People like, oh, yeah, how did you buy this? Oh, I bought this because I don't buy that. I don't care about Jordans. I got big feet. I can't even buy Jordans from the store. They don't have my shoe size. I told y'all can't step foot in my shoes. They do not. Most stores do not carry my shoe size. I wear size 15. I can't go buy Jordans. So I've never been like a shoe head like some of the people. And that's not a knock on people who are. But just make sure you can afford it. Because while you guys are paying into someone else's brand, you're paying into someone else's brand, making them rich, and then y'all don't have small businesses yourself. What are we talking about? Bro, life is about choices. E40 told you, ooh, everybody got choices. Y'all making other people rich, y'all don't make yourself rich. It's that simple. Gucci ain't never met you a day. Versace, all these brands, they don't know you, but you're making them rich. But then you won't have the confidence in your own brand. Me, I have the confidence to do it. I'm that thorough. Plus, I know my own flow is foolish. I have the confidence in me. I know where I'm going. I've always had the vision since I was a kid. So it's up to people and the personal choices they make. I firmly believe it. I firmly believe that. Y'all make everybody else wealthy and then wonder why you last in the rat race or not where you want to be. There's a lot of companies that you buy into, they named after the families. They are named after the families of the person who founded that company. Walmart. Y'all go to Walmart all the time. I go to Walmart. That's Sam Walton. Sam Walton. And them walls weigh a ton because Walmart's worth so much now. Walmart, Sam Walton. You buying into other people's brand. Bet on yourself like I do. Terence Crawford, bet on yourself. You have been further along. Y'all, Ford, Henry Ford. Bro, y'all buying companies, making other families rich, but then you don't want to bet on yourself. Meanwhile, guys like Errol Spence had offers from different promoters. If you listen to him, he said, my daddy told me to sign to Al, and I'm not going against my dad. So we signed to Al, and he said it was the best decision we made. So shout out to Papa Spence. Papa Spence and Errol Spence, you don't see him begging for fights and complaining. It looks like he's taking care of his kids, and his kids look fresh and dipped with drip and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Life looks good, and he's getting the fights he wants. Imagine that. My black universe. Bro, they don't realize as YouTubers, we make crucial decisions between what we want and what is needed to improve our channel and brand. That's what I'm saying. And for people like myself, especially since I've been doing this for so long, I make it look easy. You think I just get on here and bump my gums, and that's just what made a brand. Then if that's what you think, make another Hove. Like Jay-Z said, I heard saying they made Hove, make Hove say, okay, so make another Hove. If all I do is I'm biased and all this other racist, whatever crowns you guys put on me, if I'm all that, then you do it. You recreate the success since you have all the blueprint. Come get up on here and work for yourself full time as long as I've done. Make money online, make connections online and in the physical. You do it. You got all the answers. My dad told me the same thing, so I made Kenichi Bear. See? Y'all making everybody else wealthy. And Bud Crawford, he talking about like NFTs and stuff. That's cool. That's dope. And he think he like the premier businessman. But based on what he's saying, I could tell he don't necessarily know everything about business. Like, listen to Bud talk about NFTs and crypto. He doesn't really say nothing game changing, just to be honest. I mean, I'm like, no knock on it. He's trying to get into the lane, you know, but I never heard no Bud where he put me up on game about NFTs. And I'm like, oh, I didn't understand what NFTs were until Bud said something. People don't want to put the work in. People don't want accountability. Listen, everything that's wrong with your bank accounts on zero is your fault. No one's going to feel sorry for you, because at my lowest moments, at my brokest moments, nobody felt sorry for me. I had to get my head out of my butt and make something shake and make something happen. It's that serious, bro. No one's going to feel sorry for you in this life. I had a theater teacher. Shout out to Mr. McGuire. He was in Fight Club with Brad Pitt. He was in Will Smith movie, Pursuit of Happiness. Shout out to Mr. McGuire, right? He said, in the acting world, 2 words: nobody cares. You got to go nail that audition. They trying to cast for a role. People are like, oh, I have a sore throat. Oh, I'm just getting over being sick. They don't give a fuck, bro. They don't care. They got a $1 billion movie they trying to make, Star Wars. If you going to either be Anakin Skywalker or you're not. They don't care about your piddly excuses. You foolish infidels. They don't care about none of that. People want to cry. Bro, yeah, wait till the Alpha Ego channel comes. Y'all some crybabies. I don't cry. I don't cry over spilled milk. I just make it work. Y'all crying because Crawford made all the wrong decisions and I'm the bad guy. I'm the hater. But he made all the wrong decisions that in his brand is where. How come, just answer this. How come people, y'all some they was crying in there. Every time I did video, I was making these videos, they was, oh, Boxing, they was crying. Y'all some crybabies. Y'all gonna get the real work now. Y'all gonna get the real work. The gloves is off. Y'all some crybabies. Americans are crybabies. All you do is sit and weep. Weeping willow. That's what y'all are. WW, Weeping Willows. That's all y'all do is cry. Oh, ego is so bad. Don't watch me ever again. Case closed. Problem solved. Don't watch my channel. I don't care. I'm still here. I'm still eating. I'm still winning. I'm still the man. I don't care. Don't watch me. Don't tell nobody, hey man, I'm unsubscribing from your channel. I don't really like this stuff. Oh, you're a Crawford hate. Okay, whatever. That's what you feel. Just pay me no mind, bro. Y'all some crybabies. All y'all flabbergasted. All y'all do is cry on my channel. Bro, I got a jar and I collect all your tears. And sometimes I just drink them. I drink jars full of y'all tears. I feast on your tears. Oh, you hate Canelo. Oh, you hate Terence Crawford. Whatever, bro. I don't live in this foolish, goofy world y'all live in. I'm talking about hate or love. It's not, my world doesn't involve hate or love. So if you get a straight F's on your report card and your parents whoop your tail, they hate you or they disappointed with you. Man, come on, bro. I'm too advanced, bro. I'm that advanced model. Crawford made whatever choices, and now he's living with the choices he's made. Case closed. Case closed. End of discussion. End of discussion. And now y'all want me to feel sorry, and it's like, what are we talking about, bro? Crawford thinks he's above the law like Steven Seagal, like where he mastered the business. And that's all I'm saying to you. I don't think he's mastered the business like he thinks in his mind. So that's called delusions of grandeur. Delusions of grandeur. He thinks that, oh, I've mastered the business. I got the game figured out. I'm going to make these people come to me and my beck and call, and it's not working. So what do? In boxing, if you're doing something and it's not working, hey, go to something else. Hey, me walking straight in the front door, I'm getting blasted. Maybe I jab my way in. See how that works? You have to try something else. Crawford is so stubborn, it don't look like he's trying nothing drastically different. I mean, him being a free agent, we'll see. We'll see what his next move is. But I'm not fully confident that he does make the right decision. And that's just being real with you. I'm not fully confident. We know an easy decision that everyone's been asking him to make, and he probably won't make it, you know? I mean, I can't say he won't make it, but I'm not holding my breath till my face turn blue. And then when the world keeps passing you by because you don't make the adjustments and evolve, like as a YouTuber, I can speak off experience. Do you know how many times I had to reinvent myself on YouTube? You guys don't know this because I make it look effortless. But as a YouTuber, you can't be on this platform. Look at how many channels I've seen come and go. You dig me? I've seen so many channels come and go. You have to recreate yourself because the algorithm in 2021 and beyond 2022, what it's looking for is not necessarily what the algorithm was looking for several years ago when I first started. You see? So imagine me staying true to YouTube's algorithm in 2008, 2011, 2015, and I'm trying to do what worked back then. Now, that's not how it works. When YouTube a couple years ago, under your video, all the recommended videos would be my own videos. So I was making money, eating, because a lot of the recommended videos was recommending my content. But YouTube switched that. And now most channels, all the content underneath is not going to be your own videos. So these are little things that have changed over the years. And you got to roll with the punches. I'm good at that. Like Floyd, I'm the best at that. In this business world, I'm a shark. I'm a Bay Area hustler. I'm a California hustler. You feel what I'm saying, bro? You feel me? I pop my collar on here. Tunnel Vision said you can just say it because he won't make the right decision. Tunnel Vision ain't got no faith. He ain't got no faith in it. See, that's what I'm saying, bro. Life is about independent choices. Listen, Success, let me define success for y'all. Success is defined, to me, success is defined by a series of consistent choices made. Right? A series of consistent choices made equals success, if they happen to be the right choices. It is impossible to not become successful if you have a series of consistent, oftentimes small choices made in the right direction. It's impossible that you won't be successful. If you make a series of consistent, oftentimes small choices in the same direction, it is impossible that you do not become successful. Now, if you lack discipline and you're spotty and you make some choices that are right and then you make bad choices that put you back 8 steps, then it's possible you don't get to the destination. That's what success is. So a series of small, usually small, because it's not going to be, oh, I did one stock and now I'm worth $1 billion. You know what I'm saying? It probably is not going to work out like that. Unless you're, like a California gold miner back in the day, like Arnold Schwarzenegger said, and you just strike gold and you just super wealthy because you found a piece of gold or whatever, gold nuggets. Probably not likely. If you had a ship and you're trying to get to a certain destination, you're not looking at a map, you're not using navigation, you're not adjusting for the weather. The possibility of you getting to the proper destination without an actual course is very remote. You might accidentally you trying to get to Ensenada or wherever, you might get there. But it's very remote that you'll get there based on not having a plan and using resources and tools and the right choices and making the right directions. Or you'll get there, but you'll get there way after your intended, itinerary. These are the realities of life, people. Bud Crawford has consistently made choices that have stagnated his brand, and now he's not getting anything he wants, and he thinks he's going to flip it overnight. Boots said he wants to fight Bud Crawford, but you don't hear this game screaming about it like they do against Big Fish. Yeah, because they not. Because Bud is considered I keep telling y'all what it is. A lot of old media people specifically, they are anti-PBC, anti-black fighters. Now, although Bud Crawford also is a black fighter, for the longest, he was with a non-black promoter, a Jewish promoter in Bob Arum. So what this becomes is Bud is the antithesis to Errol Spence. So Bud is looked at as a threat to Errol Spence because he's a great fighter. So the way the racist old media people look at it, they're looking at it as he's the anti-PBC. If we could send Bud and, push and pressure for this fight or whatever, despite if it makes sense or business adds up, blah, blah, blah. If we could push Bud in the direction and pressure for the Errol Spence fight, right? And he wins, then PBC loses. So mission accomplished. That's all it is to them. Period. Because you don't see Canelo pressured to fight fights that really make all the sense in the world, like Benavidez, Charlo, Andrade, Beterbiev. They're okay with him fighting Makbuk. There's no immense pressure like they try to pressure the PBC fighter Tank to fight who they say they want him to fight and all that. Come on, bro. That's why Crawford and Boots ain't a high topic. They're not worried about that. They're not worried because that doesn't serve the purpose. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't serve the purpose. You guys got to get with it and see what, the games and plays that are being made. That's what this boils down to, bro. B-Dog says, Bud's fans act like Spence owes him the fight. I just, like I said, success is a series of often small choices made in one direction. It's that simple. Errol Spence and his team have consistently made small fights, then they got bigger. Then he beat Kell Brook, and it really started taking off for him. Then they put him in the Frisco and the Star. I was there to fight Ocampo. He brought out 15,000 with an unknown, unheralded mandatory on Showtime. I was there. And then they put him in with Mikey Garcia. He did like 48, 51,000 with Mikey. I was there, ringside, and so on and so forth. So there's no top black PBC fighter particularly that has not been branded well for several years. So now when they arrive, like Gervonta, Deontay Wilder, Errol Spence, those are probably some of the top earners paycheck-wise within the PBC. 3 black fighters. I'm not saying the only ones making money, because Andy Ruiz is probably making great money and other people, but we know those are some of the top dudes. Top Rank, DAZN, they don't really have a person who is making that type of money consistently and putting on big events. I told you, there's a lot of other networks and promoters that do not value the black dollar. It's that simple. You know, Devin Haney, I think he's making great money, but then his events aren't quite as big, you know what I'm saying, as Errol and Gervonta and things like that. You see what I'm saying? So you got to ask yourself the question, why is that? How come Shakur in Atlanta wasn't as big as Tank fighting in Atlanta twice? You know, because in my opinion, it's the investment. It's like body shots. Making right choices is like body shots in a fight. If I keep hitting you in the body from round 1 to round done, I'm making that early deposit to your body. So when you start to break down, those shots will wear you out and it'll pay dividends later in the fight. If every round, bop to the body, ha, ha, to the body, bop to the body, and I'm just breaking your body down. You get to round 10, you like, ugh. You can't take some of them headshots or body shots because of the early investments to the body. It's that simple. And that's how it is. Gervonta, Mayweather Promotions seen a vision and they stuck with Tank. They were putting him on co-features with Badu Jack. Fast forward to Atlanta, Badu Jack's on his undercard. You see how they flipped? Crisscross, flip-flop. They kept putting Gervonta out there. He doing Michael Jackson ring walks. Drake's coming to his fight. These things over the span of time, and then you look back and you're like, okay, that's why Tank's an A side. That's why he's the biggest thing from 130 to 140. You look at Errol Spence. I remember Nacho Beristain had a fighter that Errol Spence fought. His last name was Barrera. He was a Mexican cat named Barrera. That wasn't even Errol Spence on a headline. He was like, whatever card, I don't remember what card it was on. You guys can do the research, but he was on the undercard. So this is a work in progress. Errol Spence was having to fight Bundus and Algiris and on undercards to fight Nacho Beristain guys like Barrera, right? That no one even really knew. And then he beat Kell Brook, and then it was like, okay, then he came back to New York and fought Lamont Peterson and beat him up, and he was never the same. And then he did all these numbers with Ocampo. Then he did Mikey Garcia numbers. Then he unified with Sean. It's a process. Terence Crawford's process hasn't been jumping like that. And it's sad. To be honest, Top Rank and ESPN, they should have put full-fledged. I knew Crawford was special from the Gamboa performance, and I knew he was special before that. But they didn't really get behind Crawford. They rather listen to Tyson Fury sing dumbass songs. That's what's entertaining to them. Tyson Fury singing some big white dude singing Aerosmith. That's the energy and the vibes that I get from ESPN and Top Rank. That's what they seem to like because they always big it up and post it on their gram and stuff. I would have got behind Crawford 1,000% if I was his promoter. To me, he's harder to beat than Tyson Fury. I'm not saying Tyson Fury is easy to beat, but I definitely think there's guys that can. I think Crawford is a better fighter, period. Because Crawford, first of all, I don't think Crawford, I think I seen something, he said he don't even eat red meat like that. We know Tyson Fury could be doing all types of drugs and stuff. Man, come on, bro. They don't even live the same disciplined life. Terence Crawford at least is disciplined. I don't know this, but I don't think he does drugs like that, right? He said he don't even eat red meat. Oh, man, Bud looking crazy, bro. Look at Stanionis just said, you're welcome. Hey, come on, bro. Hey, it's over. I'm done. I'm the best. It's over. Bro, Stanionis just said, you're welcome. He stepped aside and said, you're welcome. And Bud making fish videos, big fish, ocean. Man, I'm done. Y'all can't deal with this. Boxing wouldn't be what it is today without black fighters. My honest opinion, the only non-black fighter that really brings in ratings is Canelo. They don't listen. I'm telling y'all, there's a lot of people that don't value the black dollar. There's a reason Errol, Spence, and Tank and Wilder are lit, and they're black fighters because they were given platforms and a platform that diversifies and let you be you. Errol Spence, he don't act like Charlos or Wilder. They all got their own little personalities, but they all lit. You see what I'm saying? Terence Crawford, one of the best fighters you'll ever see in this generation, and got no real backing. They putting him on fights that are destitute to fail. Man, come on, bro. I'll tell y'all what it is, bro. I tell you the Amir Khan fight at the point in which Crawford fought him was going to flop. It don't take no rocket scientist to see that's not where it was at, where the game was at. You know what I'm saying? Richard Stokes said they built Spence, Tank, Wilder, Charlos for like 5 years before they started popping facts. That's what I'm saying. Everybody want to forget the process. It's just like a flower. If you water a flower, put it in the appropriate sunlight or shade or whatever that flower needs, then you give that flower a best fighting chance to blossom. But if you don't feed the flower, you don't water the flower, you put it in too much direct sunlight when it tells you don't put this in direct sunlight, then you have a Bud Crawford career. It's that simple. It's that simple. You want a flower to reach its true potential, you put it and give it the circumstances that aid and help it grow. So you're like, man, that's a pretty rose. That's a pretty carnation. That's a pretty whatever, a lily. Crawford is a flower that will shine if you give it some sunlight. Top Rank put it in the cabinet. They put it under the sink. Bro, it's finna die, bro. Man, stop playing with me, bro. You gonna put Bud Crawford, he need direct sunlight to shine. You gonna put him under the sink where it's dark and shady and then wonder why the flower didn't blossom and why his numbers ain't selling. Man, come on, bro. Y'all better stop playing with me, bro. And then if Bud didn't pick up on this and he allowed it for several years and then now he's trying to figure it out, good on him. But, you didn't give yourself a 4-year, 5-year head start. Hey, Jake Paul wildin', bro. he said, I hope you training Canelo. That's funny as hell. Bro, he said, I hope Canelo is training. Like I said, it is what it is. He said Tank Camboso is announced it's over. We'll see. Like I said, I ain't worried about it. I know what I'm saying is true. I'm going to holler at y'all. Peace out.